This investigation is based on publicly available reports, court documents, regulatory findings, and reputable journalism. September 2020. Millions of people watched a sleek electric truck driving through the Arizona desert. It looked like the future, a revolutionary company, a charismatic founder, a business valued at more than $30 billion. For a brief moment, Nikola was worth more than Ford. There was only one problem. The truck wasn't driving. It was rolling downhill. And that single marketing video would become one of the most infamous symbols of corporate deception in modern history. But the real story isn't about one truck. It's about why billions of dollars were invested before anyone proved the technology actually worked. To understand Nikola, you first have to understand the world it entered. The late 2010s were defined by one idea. The future would be electric. Tesla had transformed from an ambitious startup into one of the most valuable companies on Earth. Investors weren't just buying cars anymore. They were buying visions of the future. Electric vehicles, hydrogen, clean energy, autonomous driving. The next trillion-dollar company seemed just around the corner. Nikola arrived at exactly the right moment. Its promise sounded extraordinary. Long-haul trucks powered by hydrogen, zero emissions, lower operating costs, a cleaner transportation industry. It wasn't just selling a truck. It was selling the next industrial revolution, and investors wanted in. Every great financial story needs a believable narrator. Nikola had Trevor Milton, confident, charismatic, comfortable in front of cameras. He wasn't presenting himself as a traditional executive. He presented himself as a visionary, someone willing to challenge the biggest companies in the world. That story felt familiar. Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. Silicon Valley had taught investors that extraordinary founders often behave differently. So when Trevor Milton made bold promises, many people interpreted confidence as competence. It's a common mistake. Confidence is easy to observe. Competence often takes years to verify. As Nikola's valuation climbed, evidence became strangely less important. Investors focused on future partnerships, future technology, future production, future deliveries. Notice a pattern? Almost everything important existed in the future. Very little could be independently verified in the present. That's one of the oldest patterns in financial history. Hope always lives tomorrow. Verification only exists today. And when investors become emotionally attached to tomorrow, today's questions often feel inconvenient. Then came the moment that changed everything. In one promotional video, Nikola appeared to demonstrate a fully functional truck driving across a desert highway. It looked impressive. Years later, investigators revealed something very different. The truck had been rolled down a gentle hill. Its own propulsion system wasn't powering the movement shown in the video. The images weren't entirely fake, but they created an impression that wasn't true. And sometimes, that's enough. Because investors rarely remember technical details. They remember what they believe they saw. The truck wasn't the only reason people believed. Nikola had something even more valuable. Validation, major partnerships, institutional investors, media attention. Every announcement reinforced the previous one. If respected companies were involved, surely they had done their homework, right? That's how social proof works. Each new believer makes the next believer feel safer. Eventually, the crowd itself becomes the evidence. In September 2020, Hindenburg Research published a report accusing Nikola of widespread deception. The report questioned the company's technology, its marketing, its public statements, and the famous truck video. Within days, confidence began disappearing. The company's stock plunged. Investigations followed. Trevor Milton resigned. Years later, he would be convicted on fraud-related charges tied to misleading investors. Once again, the collapse appeared sudden, but the warning signs had existed much earlier. The report didn't create the problems. It forced people to look at them. Nikola wasn't built on one fake video. It was built on a much larger idea. That belief could move faster than verification. And for a while, it did. That's the strange physics of financial bubbles. A compelling vision attracts attention. Attention attracts capital. Capital attracts credibility. Credibility reduces skepticism. Until eventually, belief becomes the product. The truck simply became the symbol. Nikola reminds us that the most dangerous financial promises aren't always impossible. Sometimes, they're simply unproven. Markets reward bold visions. But history rewards verification. Every generation discovers exciting new technology. Every generation also discovers that excitement isn't evidence. History remembers the truck. We investigate the pattern. Every financial crime leaves a trail. Follow it.